Guys, you're welcome back to the channel, and it's still your girl Defemi Shumaske, and on today's video we're going to be talking about childhood trauma, understanding childhood trauma and the pathways to healing. I know we all have faced childhood trauma in one way or the other, and it's affecting the way in which we view life, because we are viewing life from the lenses of our childhood trauma. And childhood trauma is an invisible force that shapes our lives in profound ways. It affects how we perceive the world, interact with others, and the way we deal with life's challenges. But what exactly is this childhood trauma? Everybody is saying, childhood trauma this. How can we heal from its lingering effect? Childhood trauma can stem from various experiences such as abuse. Whether people is abused, they've been abused while they were very young, either physically, emotionally, verbally, neglect, loss of a loved one, or when they witness violence. These events leave deep emotional scars, often carrying over into adulthood and influencing our behavior, our relationships, influencing our mental health. Some of you don't even know the way you act. The things you do is influenced from your childhood trauma. As somebody will say everybody needs therapy. Trauma impacts the developing brain, affecting our emotional regulation, self-esteem, and the ability to trust others. That is one major thing I feel like childhood trauma does to you. It can lead to anxiety for some people, depression, and difficulties in forming healthy relationships. Sometimes this childhood trauma stems from your upbringing, the way you've been treated growing up. You grow up finding your parents shout at you, and in turn, when you grow up, you end up shouting on your own kids, because that's the only form of training you've ever witnessed. That's the only form of training you know. When you have your kids, you leave them to just do what they want, because you don't want to treat them the way you've been treated, or at the end of the day, you transfer that aggression. You treat them exactly the way you've been treated. For me, everybody says, oh, she's the black sheep of the family. I was very stubborn, always doing something. I've never told anybody before. I was always doing something. If my parents offend me, I steal their money and I go to school and help people with that money. So if you come to me and you're hungry, from the money I've stolen, I'll buy you food. Like, everybody thought I was from a rich home. I feel like, okay, it's payback time. You people think you can treat me anyhow, I will do you strong thing. Because when they catch me, they beat me. They'll be like, oh, all the scriptures you can think of, they will read, they will do. That didn't make me better. I just felt like, okay, so you want to be beating me? It's okay, she is just okay. Who cares? Very good child in school. I don't offend. Whatever it is I do at home, I never for once take it to school. And I was thinking, I was punishing my parents. Those beatings, they registered in my brain, and I'm like, oh, I'm not going to treat my child like this. I'm not going to beat my child. Your parents, they are parents. When you finally become a parent, that is when you understand that you cannot give what you don't have. What they know that they passed on to you. In turn, it is what you also know, whether you have decided to do better than your parents, whether you have decided to do the same way as your parents have done, they are going to pass on to your children. Something about childhood trauma is, it's always better you're conscious of it. You don't build a family or transfer whatever it is you pass through from your family, from your extended family, down to your own children, and start treating them the same way, or start making them feel like the same way. It affects the way you think, the way you want to do things. Just like for me now, the way I was being brought up, I've decided I'm not going to train my children like that. Break myself free from that trauma and be able to work on myself. So that is what it does to you. It either it wants you to do the same way, or it wants you to do better. When I met my husband, I was in a place where I didn't feel anything for any guy. Like, what do men want anyway? They want sex, that's it. And what do I want anyway? I need a man that would spend on me, splurge on me, take care of me. You don't need to have everything, but at least be there. And that really affected my relationship. It affected me a lot. Every time I see any guy, the first thing I think about is, oh, he's going to break my heart. What he wants is sex. It gave me trust issues. If a guy tells me good morning today, I can never believe you. I'll go and check outside to be sure that it's actually good morning. I don't believe anybody. I couldn't trust. Got to a point where there was just so much toxicity in me, until I met my husband. And with time, I started seeing life differently. I started being happy myself. I didn't even realize I wasn't happy all this while. I started being open to living life, enjoying life. I wasn't uptight. I'm just somebody that, I want to give everybody the benefit of doubt. These trust issues, they started going away gradually. I started having to trust him. My husband says, okay, this is what is going to happen. I actually believe it. We don't even know that the way we act in our relationship, in our friendship, it's coming from a place of I don't trust anybody. I don't want to get hurt. So because of that, I'm building this defense mechanism to protect myself, protect my heart, which at the end of the day, it comes from a place of trauma. Learning and acknowledging your trauma is the first step towards healing, which is one of the most important things. You need to seek help from professionals who can guide you through this process. Some people need therapy to actually be able to deal with their childhood trauma. Some people need trauma-focused therapy, which can be incredibly effective, which are going to help you understand and process your trauma. You need to build a support system. Some people, what works for them is trusted friends and support groups who can provide essential support emotionally for them. We talking about it on this kind of platform also can help you. Practicing self-care, it's very, very important that you engage in activities that promote well-being and relaxation. Don't put yourself in toxic environments, because this is going to even further damage you. Developing coping skills, techniques to manage your stress and emotional triggers, those things that will trigger or bring out that childhood trauma. You have to nip it in the bud. Reflection and journaling that can help you, give you clarity on your thoughts and feelings. Above all, healing from childhood trauma not only improves your own life but also breaks the cycle for future generations by addressing your pain to create a healthier, more resilient foundation for your home family. Always remember that healing is a journey. It's not something that just happens just like that. It's not a destination. You've got to be patient with yourself and celebrate the progress you make, no matter how small, no matter how big. Some people heal faster from childhood trauma. Some people don't even know they have it. Childhood trauma may shape who you are, but it doesn't have to define your future. With understanding, support, and resilience, you can always heal and thrive. If you're someone is struggling with childhood trauma, always ensure you seek help from a mental health professional. Talk to people. And the problem is, many of us don't even know that this childhood trauma, we don't even know that it's something called childhood trauma. Talk less of now saying that we want to seek help. God help us. That's all I just have to say. I just feel like childhood trauma is real. It's something that we have to be conscious about. It's something that we have to talk about, look into it, be conscious of it, work on ourselves, so that we can pass on good values down to the generation after us. Surround yourself with positive-minded people, good energy. These are some of the things that is going to help you with this trauma. And with time, you don't start seeing life. You start embracing good values. You start embracing good cultures. You start embracing things that are healthy. And in turn, it shapes your mindset, and all those childhood trauma that you've experienced, it goes all out, and the world becomes a better place for each and every one of us. This video insightful, helpful, inspiring, you feel like I'm making sense, please do give this video a thumbs up. Please subscribe on this channel if you find value in whatever we share. Do check out some of our other videos, and to catch you guys in the next one, guys. Keep doing you, keep growing, keep nurturing yourself, seeking help where possible. Just be the best version of yourself. And bye for now, guys. Thanks for watching and stay blessed.